Some great fights never take place, or they take place too late, like Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, boxing became popular because of the support of the fans, of the people. So make sure that the fans will satisfy in every fight that you have.
Best fighter of probably was Manny Pacquiao because of his movement.
Joe Rogan, who is disappointed by the delays, has urged Manny Pacquiao to accept the Floyd Mayweather fight contract. Great bouts rarely happen at the proper time, Rogan says. In his critique of boxing's frequent postponements, he notes that Pacquiao versus Mayweather was scheduled too late, when both boxers were past their best, depriving fans of a genuine battle.
Some great fights never take place, or they take place too late, like Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. They fought too late. I mean, if that fight could have been arranged by Riyadh Season, they probably would have caught them both in their prime, and it would have been chaos.
Yeah, Manny was done before that. It was
and he also had a blown shoulder going into the fight.
Yeah.
He needed shoulder surgery before the fight.
Mayweather maintains that his decision to return to the public eye through exhibition bouts is entirely personal and unrelated to financial pressure. He asserts that he has already achieved all of his goals in boxing and is returning to the ring just for the excitement of combat and theatrics. He claims that rather than focusing on making money, his exhibitions are more about entertaining people and preserving his legacy. Mayweather has questioned Pacquiao's reasons for coming back, suggesting that the Filipino legend is doing it for financial gain, which is different from his own motivations. He believes that unless there is a significant payment involved, it is uncommon for someone of Pacquiao's age and status to return to the risky realm of competitive boxing. Even though he is skeptical, Mayweather freely acknowledges that a rematch between him and Pacquiao would yield enormous financial benefits.
And it's not bashing any fighter when I talk like this. Not bashing any fighter.
Floyd, you mentioned...
Hold on.
Sorry.
When I come and do an exhibition or come out and box and have some fun, I do it because I want to do it, not because I have to do it. Whereas Pacquiao, at his age, which is sad that he has to fight. You know, I'm financially set, and I want to let everybody know this. You're gonna hear so many different stories. Oh, Floyd have to do this. No, I'm well off. Every property that I have is paid for. My jet is paid for. All my cars is paid for. I own billion dollar buildings. I own so much property, and I'm steady investing in different things. I'm investing in the tech world. I made a lot of smart investments. So I didn't do it by myself. I want to thank my team, and as well as Leonard, a guy who's been...
Joe Rogan has expressed appreciation for Mayweather's capacity to maintain his financial independence and physical discipline as he ages. He frequently draws attention to the rarity of athletes retaining both their financial empire and athletic prowess this late in their careers. Mayweather stands out among retired athletes due to his steady training regimen and well-considered living choices.
He's the only guy who's been able to just be balling out of control, constantly flashing money, $1 million watches, you know, a fleet of super expensive cars, and still fix everybody up. The thing about Floyd is he never lost his discipline. Floyd would famously run home from the nightclub. So he would go out in Vegas, he'd be partying, he'd look like a party, he's drinking water, and then he would have his driver drive, and with his fucking pants on, jeans on, he would jog home. And the dude was over.
Many fans were disappointed with their bout in 2015, particularly after it was disclosed that Pacquiao had a shoulder issue when he entered the ring. Nevertheless, his professional achievements, which include world titles in 8 different weight classes, continue to outstrip those of most others. That record stands unbroken and demonstrates his versatility and dominance regardless of the opponent or weight class. His reputation as one of the greatest fighters of all time is undeniable, injury or not.
The fighter of our party was Manny Pacquiao because of his movement.
But you made it look easy.
But he's a hell of a fighter, and I can see why he won so many fights, and I can see why he's going down as a Hall of Famer. It's just certain moves that he...
Manny Pacquiao was arguably the best fighter due of his movement. However, you made it appear simple. I can understand why he won so many battles since he is an incredible fighter. I see why he will be inducted into the Hall of Fame. He just makes certain movements. Some fans were dissatisfied by Manny and Floyd's first battle, particularly because Manny had had shoulder surgery prior to the match.
So is Floyd Mayweather greater than Manny Pacquiao? I always get this question. If you know me, you know my answer. Floyd is not greater than Pacquiao, and Pacquiao has him beat by a really good margin, in my opinion. Let's talk about it. If your argument is Floyd beat Pacquiao, throw it out the window. Every single boxer in history has lost damn near. That's like saying Buster Douglas is greater than Mike Tyson. If your argument is Manny lost in his career and Floyd didn't, I would disagree with that type of logic, but if that's the case, you got to put all the undefeated fighters at the top. Bud, Inoue, Usyk, Kazagi, all those guys should be in your top 5. I like Floyd. I like Floyd a little bit more than Manny. I'm not going to lie. Manny's a bit chaotic at times. I don't like that. I like sweet, smooth look in boxing. But let's speak objectively here. If we're talking about in terms of career, whose career will be more harder to replicate? Is going to be Manny Pacquiao, and it's by a really good margin. Now, Floyd's most impressive feats, you look at him, he's a, 5-division champion. He's beaten 23 world champions. He's been in how many title fights? You know, Floyd has an amazing career. And I'm not saying that it can be done. It probably will never be done again, but I could see somebody doing that before they do what Manny did. And that's why I have Manny as the greatest boxer of all time, just not based off ability. When you look at the guys that Manny beat, the reason why he got the 2000s Fighter of the Decade over Floyd Mayweather, the reason why he got Fighter of the Year 3 years in a row, almost 4 years in a row. Yes, Manny lost. Manny fought more world champions than Floyd, though. We don't speak on that. Then you get into the 8 weight division. These are only the 8 he won titles in. Manny Pacquiao fought through, I want to say, 10 or 11 different weight divisions. If you want to speak on the lineal titles, I want to say he holds the most lineals of all time with like 5 or 6. Youngest lineal flyweight, oldest welterweight champion. It's insane. That the youngest lineal fly is also the oldest welterweight champion. I like Floyd. Floyd's my number 2 all time. This isn't a diss to Floyd, but Manny, I believe objectively, is the greatest fighter above Ali, above Floyd, above Duran, above Leonard, above everybody. I think he has a career that is absolutely impossible to replicate. When Floyd was picking on guys like Andre Berto and Conor McGregor, Manny Pacquiao beat the undefeated young active champion and Keith Thurman to join the pound for pound at 40 years of age while being a senator. He's the greatest boxer of all.
Pacquiao has made it apparent that improving his financial situation is not the goal of this comeback. He claims that he just misses the sport and is eager to experience it again. He believes that boxing is still his calling after years of working in government and away from the ring. Passion, not money, is what matters, he says. This impending bout is more than simply a show.
Manny Pacquiao is back at training with Freddie Roach. This is crazy to think about it. Manny Pacquiao is coming back at age 46 to challenge Mario Barrios for the WBC World Welterweight title. Listen, this is inspirational. I can't lie. At age 46, to still be active, to still be thriving, still throwing punches, it just shows how much of a legend you are, how great of a talent you are. Only a special kind of human can take on this challenge. You know, Manny Pacquiao, age 46, he takes on Mario Barrios, who is in his prime. Like, this could be devastating for Manny Pacquiao if shit goes left. But you know what I keep asking myself? Imagine if Manny Pacquiao actually comes back and beats Mario Barrios. That's crazy. It's happened in the past before. Bernard Hopkins, George Foreman, they've come back in their older ages and they've become world champions. It can happen, it's possible. But I mean, listen, if we're going to talk about skill sets, Manny Pacquiao is a better technical boxer than George Foreman. Manny Pacquiao is a better technical boxer than a Bernard Hopkins. So it's not impossible if you think about it. Manny Pacquiao has got a better chance at becoming a world champion at 46 than Bernard Hopkins or George Foreman did. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's possible. Listen, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. You know what I mean? Fuck it, man. Fuck it, man. Why not? Live your dream. Do you know what I'm saying? It don't matter what age you are. Live your fucking dream. Let's fuck.
Nothing alters his past, even if he loses this comeback. No one has yet to match that record, which is inscribed in stone. It will always be a sign of excellence to win titles in 8 different divisions. People will still remember his accomplishments in the sport, regardless of the outcome.
Also has a case for greatest fighter pound for pound who ever lived. Think about, by the way, I don't think he wins that argument. Sugar Ray Robinson is safely ensconced in that position. But Henry Armstrong, Muhammad Ali, Harry Greb, Sam Langford, Floyd Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker, whoever else you want to mention, put Pacquiao's resume up to those guys. Bill James, the great baseball sabermetrician, had a way of ranking baseball players that I came across as a kid and thought, that's really smart. You have to rank them at their best and then also over the course of their careers. Because when you have that argument, are you talking about who accomplished the most or what heights did they reach? What peak did they reach? Take either for Pacquiao. Take his peak. Was it at 140 pounds when he obliterated Ricky Hatton, Miguel Cotto, and then Oscar De La Hoya, though that was at 147? Was that Pacquiao's peak? Because remember, that's when the Mayweather-Pacquiao hype actually reached fever pitch. Oh my God, these are two of the best fighters we've ever seen. And they're both in their primes, in the same weight class at the same time. We have to see that fight. So Pacquiao's peak was just about as good as anyone in history. Now, I'd have favored Mayweather back then. He's the naturally larger fighter. And that's the point. When you talk about pound for pound, if a fighter moves up out of his natural weight class and can still compete with the best who ever did it, what does that mean about the quality of that fighter's prime, pound for pound? And then when you look at the career accomplishments, Pacquiao as a 40-year-old just beat, as I mentioned,
Mario Barrios, a youthful active champion in his prime, adds interest to the plot. To put it mildly, the theater is fascinating. According to reports, the main event will air on pay-per-view on July 19th. That concludes the video for today.